Today, we are diving deep into a political story that has been quietly stirring tension within the ruling African National Congress, or ANC, and which may have far-reaching consequences for South Africa's law enforcement leadership. It's the unfolding situation surrounding General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, a senior police official whose future is now uncertain, as top ANC members debate whether or not his contract should be renewed later this year. While the presidency has not made any official announcements, recent developments inside the ANC have raised questions about whether political motivations are at play in the decisions that affect national security leadership. This episode explores the backstory, the current events, the key players involved, and what the future may hold. To understand why this issue is so significant, we first need to know who General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is and what role he plays. General Mkhwanazi has served in high-ranking positions in South Africa's police service, often finding himself at the center of both praise and criticism depending on who's talking. His name is associated with a no-nonsense approach to policing, and over the years he's built a reputation as someone who stays focused on operations and law enforcement. But in politics, reputation alone doesn't always guarantee job security. That's especially true in a party like the ANC, where internal dynamics and factional battles can influence even the most technical or administrative decisions. Reports emerging from a recent National Executive Committee meeting, that's the ANC's highest decision-making body between conferences, suggest that a group of influential figures within the party raised concerns about General Mkhwanazi's leadership. They reportedly encouraged President Cyril Ramaphosa not to renew his contract when it expires later this year. Their reason? According to insiders, they believe Mkhwanazi's performance is no longer aligned with the strategic direction the party wants to take in policing. But that's not a universally held view. Other members of the NEC are said to have expressed support for him, pointing out that law enforcement decisions should be based on professional merit, not political preference. This disagreement has exposed deeper tensions within the ANC. It's no secret that the party is dealing with internal challenges, from ideological divisions to power struggles over key appointments in the state. The debate over Mkhwanazi is now being seen by some observers as a reflection of a larger problem: how political considerations are shaping decisions in areas that should ideally remain independent, like policing and national security. In a country already dealing with high crime rates and public distrust of law enforcement, these internal battles only add to the uncertainty. Adding fuel to the fire were media reports that claimed President Ramaphosa had already been instructed by the NEC to remove Mkhwanazi. That would have been a dramatic move, one that could have caused a public stir. But the ANC quickly came out with a firm denial. They said, in no uncertain terms, that no such instruction had been given to the president. In a statement posted online, the party accused the media of spreading rumors and urged South Africans not to believe unverified claims. This kind of public rebuttal shows just how sensitive the situation has become. When political parties start issuing public clarifications over internal meetings, it usually means there's more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. Let's take a moment to look at how this situation fits into the broader landscape. South Africa's police leadership has often been a point of contention. From questions around appointments to concerns over corruption and inefficiency, the public has frequently raised alarms over how police services are managed. The position General Mkhwanazi holds, and his future in that role, is not just about one man. It represents a key pillar of public safety, accountability, and trust. That's why any uncertainty around his leadership becomes a national issue. Now, one might ask, if his performance is truly in question, then isn't it reasonable for his contract to be reviewed? And that would be a fair point. Contracts of senior officials always come up for review at the end of their term. But the concern here lies in the process. If decisions are being driven more by political allegiances or factional interests than by genuine performance reviews, then the independence of South Africa's security institutions is at risk. And once that independence is gone, it becomes incredibly difficult to rebuild public confidence. From the president's side, this is a delicate moment. Cyril Ramaphosa has often tried to project himself as a leader focused on stability, institutional reform, and clean governance. If he is seen to be bending to political pressure from within his party on an issue like this, it could undermine that image. At the same time, ignoring concerns raised by influential NEC members could create friction in a party already riddled with divisions. It's a classic political balancing act, one that requires careful timing, strategic communication, and perhaps, private negotiations behind closed doors. So where does this all go from here? As it stands now, General Mkhwanazi's contract has not yet expired, and no official announcement has been made regarding his future. According to the most recent statements, the presidency and cabinet will decide in due course whether to renew his contract or appoint someone new. Until then, the internal talks within the ANC are expected to continue. One can assume that lobbying, debates, and perhaps even quiet deals are already taking place in the background. This episode serves as a reminder of just how complex leadership in South Africa has become. It's not just about competence or track records anymore. It's about political alliances, timing, and navigating the ever-shifting sands of party politics. For ordinary citizens, these high-level decisions can feel far removed from everyday life. But the truth is, leadership changes in the police force do affect how crime is handled, how resources are allocated, and how safe communities feel across the country. As we continue to follow this story, we'll be watching for any signs of official decisions from the presidency. Will General Mkhwanazi stay on and continue his work? Or will the ANC leadership decide that a change is needed to realign with their current vision for policing? Only time will tell, but the stakes are high, and the implications are serious. What happens in the next few months could influence not just the future of one man, but the entire approach to law enforcement in South Africa. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story, and we'll bring you updates as soon as new information becomes available. What do you think about the current situation? Should political parties have influence over police leadership? Do you believe this is about performance or power? Let us know what your views are in the comments section below. And if you found this breakdown helpful and informative, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into South Africa's most pressing political issues. Your support helps us continue bringing clarity to stories that matter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.